Food charities have gathered together to directly contact Nicola Sturgeon and outline concerns which come in 3 stages.
It's been signed by over 40 signatories from all over Scotland now. And basically it says, and we're really proud of the work we've done as community food workers. We've done a huge job in helping get food to people who need it. But we're really concerned that we're having to do this at all. We feel like food banks shouldn't be in existence whatsoever. They shouldn't be an essential part of the system, which they've been before COVID-19, but they've become increasingly during the coronavirus crisis. As one of my colleagues, Vivian, said, this is a pandemic and an economic crisis. It's not a famine. Emergency charity food provision shouldn't be a normal thing, but sadly it's become a normal thing. So the letter is basically, it's stating that concern, and it's got 3 key asks. The first is that we try and transition to a world, and I know that's not an easy ask, but it's so important that we try and transition to a world where food banks aren't necessary. None of us are going to stop doing what we do whilst it's so needed, but we really, really don't want to have to do this. The second thing, which is quite a practical and concrete suggestion, is that the government set up a system whilst we transition to a more fair and robust economic welfare and food system. They set up a transition of immediate monetary relief to people who need it. And a number of charities have set out something called the Coronavirus Emergency Income Support Scheme, which we point to as an example of how this could be done on a short-term basis until we kind of have a better system in play. The final thing is that in areas such as the area where I work in Blackhill in the northeast of Glasgow, where there's very little local food provision, that we set up a system of food hubs, which would be very different to food banks because they're all about empowering communities, they're all about education, but they're also a source where people can go and access fresh nutritional food with dignity.
Joe's particular local work informs the content of the letter.
So I feel St Paul's Youth Forum, where I work, is a good prototype for what a food hub could be. Previous to coronavirus, we ran free regular community meals, which were free, nutritious meals which anyone could access. And it wasn't necessarily about food poverty. A lot of people went there for social reasons, to hang out with their friends, to see family. We also used to run a vegetable bar where people could get fresh produce at very, very cheap rates.
Food charities are unified in their belief that a community-based approach to food will relieve some strain on food banks. Ian McNally, That's TV.